Greetings and welcome to the Arnold or Stallone podcast, the first and only podcast dedicated to the careers of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. I am your host, Tim, and I would like to welcome my co-host, Darin.
Hello, Tim.
And we are back. We took a little summer vacation, so we're back at it. We're going to continue with our journey on here for the Stallone and Schwarzenegger, but just want to say, it's like I said, we've been gone a while, but we're back now. We're got all the summer vacations out of the way. How was your summer, Darin?
It was great. We had a great summer, and I think everybody's ready for some more Arnold and Stallone to break down these movies and to get into this thing.
Yeah, let's see. Today we don't mind me. I'm a little out of sorts because, like I say, it's been so long. But we'll forgo the extended intro as far as what we are. I mean, if you've listened to us this far, you kind of know what you're going to expect on here. But we're basically just going to go through Stallone and Schwarzenegger movies and talk about them. Today we're going to discuss 1988's Red Heat with Stallone and with Schwarzenegger, and then 1987's Over the Top with Stallone. So
that's correct. We are still breaking down the movies. We're trying to do an apples to apples comparison. Everybody knows, and so here we are. I'm not sure what our score is at this point. We've kind of.
So yeah, for our updated tallies, I'm leaning in the camp of Stallone with 5 Stallones and 3 Arnolds, and you're leaning in the camp of Arnold with 5 Arnolds and 2 Stallones.
All right, so there we go.
Yeah,
well, we're definitely breaking them down, and we're seeing which one, and we also love your opinions on which ones you guys like, and we want to get your tallies as well.
Yeah, and like I say, you can email us at arnoldorstallone@gmail.com. We welcome any and all emails, comments, criticisms, concerns, maybe some suggestions, but so I guess we're going through these movies movie by movie, and when it's all said and done, we will both have a clear idea of who we truly are a bigger fan of. And so, like I say, we're on, I believe this is episode 13 for the head-to-heads. Well, no, that's wrong. This is 14 total. Quick math here. I think this is episode 9 of Head-to-Heads.
Head-to-Heads.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
As you can tell, I am not fully prepared, so that's...
That's how we do it here. We
Yeah,
fly by the seat of our pants.
There's no preparation. I don't even have any notes. I'm just going to try to recall this from memory. So, like I say, this is our first episode back from summer break, so...
So, yes, bear with us. But we are back in studio together, so...
Yes, we realized that to give you the full quality that we would want to give you, it's best if we are in studio together. And so going forward, we're going to be doing studio. So, thank you for standing by us with our trial periods, but the quality just wasn't where we thought it would be. So, and we're like, hey, we have the equipment, so let's utilize that.
Correct. That is it. So, with no further ado, let's get into these movies, huh?
Yeah. No,
all right.
I think Red Heat would be our starter upper here. Real quick on the Rotten Tomatoes, it is fresh with the critics at 67%, and it is rotten with the audience at 38%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's backwards from what we would normally see. Correct?
Yeah. Usually it's the other way around, especially with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
He's usually a little lower with the critics, but a little higher with the fans. But
interesting.
Yeah, this one, I'm just going to start out by, I had never seen this movie before we started doing this.
Okay.
A little something about me. I am a fan of who I'm a fan of, if that makes sense. And then there are guys that I just do not like and stay away from. This movie had one of those guys in it. And this guy was Jim Belushi, or as he was known in this movie, James Belushi.
Yes, he's gone back and forth many times.
Yeah, and
Jim to James.
I'm real hit and miss with him.
Me too.
I had a discussion with one of our buddies about this movie, and at that time I only saw it the one time. I'm kind of glad we had things come up were prevented us from recording, because if we would have recorded after my first viewing, it would have been completely different from what I'm going to discuss this time. But
after some self-reflection.
Right. I actually watched this movie 3 times, and I will say every time it got a little more, it grew on me a little more. It wasn't so bad, but yeah, no. So I guess spill the beans. The first time I watched this movie, I just did not like it. I thought if you've listened, you've probably heard me say I'm looking forward to a movie that I didn't like. This would have been my first movie that I didn't like. Now my thoughts have changed. It's like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I remember it, basically. But
yes,
yeah, it took me some willpower to get through it a second time, and then it was a little easier to digest. And then the third time was like, okay, I get it now. But yeah, so
yeah, it's. I remember seeing this as a kid. I have not seen this movie in a very long time, and when we were kids, this movie came out. It was your classic Schwarzenegger shoot 'em up. So I remember liking it as a kid, but not loving it as a kid. Even when I was in the height of my shoot 'em up type movies, I remember going, yeah, but not, man, I love that movie.
Right.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, yeah.
So
when does that come out so I can buy it and watch it?
No,
yeah.
Not like the rest of them. Not like the rest we've talked about. The Commandos and the Conans and stuff like that. It's not nearly the love.
No. And I even bought this movie on 4K because I didn't have it. So
same here.
I was like, okay. Well. And at first I was like, what? But like I say, I can see watching it again in the years coming, in the upcoming years, I guess I should say. But yeah, so I guess with further ado, let's do some red heat dissection here.
Okay, that's it. So it's directed by Walter Hill, and Walter Hill, we know he's directed many great movies. We know that he's directed 48 Hours, The Warriors. He directed another 48 Hours as well as this, and who doesn't love 48 Hours? I mean, that was one of my absolute favorite movies when I was younger.
Yeah, when you think of 80s buddy comedy cop action movies, 48 Hours is definitely at the top of that list.
At the time, it was huge.
Yeah.
It was a huge movie. And but like I said, The Warriors, everybody loves that, And but I'm going to go ahead and we'll wait to the end of the show to do my Darin's picks for obscure movies from we'll give all of our picks for the obscure movies later on. But it kind of starts off a little crazy. We got the classic 80s Russia look. It's all very bleak.
Yeah.
Yes, very bleak. And all of a sudden they're all working out in some sort of steam tunnel / industrial smelting area / bathhouse. I mean, they got... shoving coal into a fire. It reminded me of the kids in the hall where we shovel coal. Yep. That's what we do all day. We shovel coal into the fire. Like, that's what we do.
The blindness, the darkness, it blinds me.
And so
we shovel coal into the fire.
Just, he can't get it. Yeah, watch that sketch, everybody. So... and then we have and now all of a sudden we're in some sort of like Caligula type movie where everybody's naked or 3/4 naked. Yeah. And wow, I was not really expecting that. I was like, what? It's the classic 80s. Let's get naked for no reason.
Yeah. They got to find a way to get some naked women in there. And you know what? Yeah. I'm not going to complain about that.
No, I mean, it was not a bad scene. Yeah, it actually kind of worked, especially when you're in Russia. So, for some reason, Schwarzenegger's walking around, and he's in this sort of loincloth looking thing, and he goes to. We're not really sure what's going on, but he has to prove himself, and they put make him stick his hand out, and they put a burning hot rock in his hand.
Right.
And it starts to fry his hand like a sizzled piece of bacon or something. And of course, it's put in his hand by Sven, his buddy.
Yeah.
Who was in...
yeah, he was the running man.
Running man.
I'll always remember him as LaForce from Mallrats.
Mallrats, exactly. So,
Yeah.
Yep, we've talked about him before. So he he knocks him out with one punch. Makes the fist around the rock and just uses it to knock him. And they go or not him, but a different different guy. And he was a wrestler. The
I think so.
the
Yeah.
guy with the long hair who he's talking to. And they go out the window, roll out into the snow, and have some sort of big fight scene out in the snow, half naked. It's a very, very strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, a very strange scene. Anyways, of course, kicks butt, and we see. It's a pretty good fight scene, and then we're still it's very bleak in Russia. It's just the whole thing. It turns out. So anyways, after the fight scene, they all have it turns out he's a cop. He's an undercover cop. So we're finally finding out what's going on. So he's an undercover cop, and he walks into a bar. Once again, this bar is very sort of run down, dingy, very poor looking. It's
just gray and just dusty and
And he walks in his full uniform and does the classic, the guy's in a restaurant. I mean, how many times we've talked about this? The guy's in the restaurant and you go arrest him while he's in the restaurant. I love that scene. I mean, it just had to be in every 80s movie. If you're eating lunch somewhere, they're going to come and arrest you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, criminals don't go out to eat. I mean, just stay at home.
yeah, totally sack lunch it,
Sack lunch it out in the park or something, because going into these things is not good.
You're just asking for trouble.
So, anyway, so he confronts this mob boss and the Russian mob boss, and he was in a lot of different he was in some other movies as well.
So this is Ed O'Ross.
Ed O'Ross.
Yeah.
And what was Ed O'Ross?
Let's see. It says he was in Dick Tracy.
Ah, that's it. Dick Tracy.
Yeah. Universal Soldier.
Oh, another 48 Hours. He was in that with Walter Hill.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you'd recognize him if you saw him. Looks like he was in Lethal Weapon too. The first one. Full Metal Jacket. So Action Jackson. I knew we just saw him. Somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Okay, he was one of the bad guys in Action Jackson. I was like, we just saw him somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he's the head bad guy, and once again he goes and he kind of confronts him about this and that and the other. He's going to arrest him, and his buddies start complaining. Why are you going to arrest him? You got no evidence. Yada yada yada, and Schwarzenegger grabs the guy, punches them both out, and grabs a hold of the guy's leg and breaks it in half. But ta-da! It's not a real leg. It's a fake leg, and it's full of cocaine.
Yep.
And it's not even packaged cocaine. It's just powder cocaine,
Yeah.
just straight like putting it on the mirror type. I'm like, I don't know if that's worth anything anymore after sat in a fake leg for the past 2 days. I mean,
rubbing up against that guy's leg stump.
like, doesn't he sweat in that? Like, I'm confused. So,
well, it's funny too because as he's dumping it out, it's loose, but then there's still like rocks that come out too, like nuggets compacted. I'm just like, okay, I guess what's the street value of that? Do I get a discount?
Can I get a yeah? I mean, I need to get a little discount on that one.
I mean, that kind of reminds me of The Simpsons where Homer's working for Mr. Scorpio, and he's like, "Do you have any sugar?" He's like, "Yeah." Pulls in his pockets and pulls it out. Sorry, it's not in packages.
Sorry, not packages.
That's what it reminded me of. You got any cocaine?
Good.
Sure. Sorry, it's not weighed out.
That's one of the best Simpsons ever when he works for him, for sure. So yeah. Anyway, so he gets the cocaine and boom. He goes to jail, and or they have to get into a big gunfight, and So he pulls out this giant gun that was specially made for this movie. It was based on a Desert Eagle, and they kind of made it look more Russian, I guess, or so Eastern European, because Eastern European guns have a kind of a look to them, especially in the 80s. So they kind of made it look like a more... So kind of like, Rambo's got his knife, and every time they had to have a special gun kind of built for this movie. So that's his. It's not a real gun, but it's anyway. So his partner, Schwarzenegger's partner, stops the boss. And never before have you seen a more could see this guy getting killed. I mean, it's like. It was like a mile away. You're like, oh, this guy's going to be dead in 2 minutes. Like, because he's almost like the guy from Jurassic Park when he's in the Red October, when he keeps talking about, I want to move to Montana and have a nice peaceful life when I get there. It's like, oh, this guy ain't making it. This guy's going to die. He's the first one dead. Yeah. He's got plans for the future. Like, you're dead.
Just the look of him, not the confidence he does not have being a cop. And like, freeze.
Well, and he was like, talking to him about, his family and this and that. You're like, oh my gosh, this guy's dead. He's done. So his buddy gets killed by the mob boss. So and then he's told that the mob boss and a couple other guys, they've escaped to out of the country. And all of a sudden, boom, we zoom in on the United States of America back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And boy, that, maybe that's just worth watching this movie right there, just to see all the background and all the cars and the clothes and everything that's going on in the late 80s in Chicago. So
I'm really loving watching these old 80s movies to just see that time capsule.
Yes. Yeah, the prices of stuff in the background, the clothes, the cars, it's just, it's great. You're like, what are all these classic cars doing here? Like, man, that must have cost them a lot.
Yeah.
These things are worth a lot of money now. So they start talking in a phone booth. So they do the classic, for some reason, this wouldn't work today because there's no phone booths, but the mob boss, he's in the United States, and he calls the phone booth that's right next to the phone booth that he's in, and they do some kind of back and forth, and he rips out $100 bill, and this is like some sort of militant guy, and apparently he's one of the leaders of a gang called the Clean Heads. So he tells them they're going to do a deal, and so he rips $100 bill in half, hands it to him, and he knows that when they come back and with the money or whatever, they're going to do the exchange, and it's kind of a complicated. We're not really sure exactly what's going on at this point. So enter Jim Belushi. So he's a tough Chicago streetwise cop and detective, and they open up they introduce him by ogling at hookers.
Right.
So
which is another great thing I love about the 80s is you could talk any way you wanted to a hooker.
And he's just
a perp
and he's just him. He's ogling hookers. I'm like, and of course they're Hollywood hookers. These are actresses that they hired and not actual hookers,
right?
Because you're not going to be ogling
movie hookers and real life hookers. There's a huge gap between that
difference. So especially so he's they of course, and there's the great Larry Fishburne, known as Lawrence Fishburne. And he's kind of gone back and forth on Larry and Lawrence as well. So, but of course, everybody knows who Lawrence Fishburne is. He's his sort of boss,
like superior maybe, or
but
leader.
They're on the same team or something. Yeah. So they've got a hunch or something. They've got a drug tip that there's drugs going on in this hotel. So there's just the three of them. Decide to go kick in the door of a drug operation in progress. No backup, no SWAT team. Just the three detectives with their suits on and little snub-nosed 38s. So it's I love Hollywood
Yeah.
in the 80s. So, of course, a gunfight ensues. A guy jumps out, starts shooting him up with a shotgun. Who would have thought in a drug house?
Yeah. You would think they'd be upstanding citizens there,
and,
come quietly.
So they go running around, and he does the one good line. They do 2 one-liners, but it's back to back, so they really wasted them. The first one-liner is the perp who just shot the shotgun at him as they're chasing him. Jim Belushi goes running around, pops out from like underneath the basement or something, and puts a gun to his head and just goes freeze. And he goes, don't panic. I do this for a living.
Yeah, that's right.
And
yeah, I rolled my eyes at that. I'll admit it.
So, and then the very next one, he does actually a better scene or a better one-liner. Where in the same scene, like I said, he grabs a hold of the same guy, and starts to arrest him. And he goes, "You look like Marvelous Marvin Hagler."
Yeah.
I lost money on Hagler.
Yeah.
Now, back then, everybody knew what you were talking about Hagler. That was Hagler. Sugar Ray was one of the biggest fights in the 80s. I mean, it was as big as a Tyson fight or any of that. It was a huge. So, but probably one of the biggest fights of all time. I mean, it was controversial and everything. So, but go look that fight up, everybody, if you don't know what we're talking about. So, so he had 2 maybe good lines in the movie, but that's about it. And so now he's got to go and. He's got to go pick up the mob boss. Where they've got the mob boss in jail. They arrested the mob boss in America.
Yeah.
And now Schwarzenegger's got to go across the country, across the ocean and to America to pick up the mob boss. And
it's like he got arrested for like running a stop sign or something.
Oh, that's it. He's going to the mob boss is waiting for it was okay. So sorry, it's the trick is that the guy who they just arrested, the apartment that they just went into was the same guys that the Russian mob boss was working with, and had the $100 bill.
Yeah.
So it's
like they don't know what's going on just yet.
Right. So it's very So he's trying to find out what's going on. He gets arrested. They find out what's going on, and they tell Schwarzenegger, you got to go across the cross and get him. So he goes, okay. And they said, but don't trust any Americans.
Yeah.
Pick him up, but don't trust any, don't let him know what's going on. Don't trust the Americans. And, classic Russian 80s,
Yeah.
So, and, basically bring him back here and we'll take care of him. We'll kill him basically. So, of course, Jim Belushi is sent out of all the cops out there to pick up Arnold Schwarzenegger from the airport, him and his partner. And his partner seems to kind of get, but Jim Belushi doesn't seem to like him, and they're doing banter back and forth. They're doing the back and forth. And he hears that the mob boss was staying in a real shitty hotel. So he decides, I want, take me to that hotel. I need to sleep in the same room.
Yeah.
That the mob boss did for some reason to solve some crime.
Yeah. Some sort of telekinetic,
Yeah.
They're like, no, we have you set up at the Holiday Inn. No, I want to go to this other one.
Yeah. Some sort of detective. Yeah. He has to be at the scene of the.
I've got to sleep where he slept. I got to pee where he peed. You don't understand. I'm Russian.
That is our methods. So he turns on the TV, and of course the TV it's one of the real low end motel, and it's porn.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of porn going on, and he shakes his head and says, "Capitalism." Now, I'm thinking, you were just in a bathhouse where everybody was buck naked,
Yeah.
like just a few days ago.
Right.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Are you a prude or not, bud? What are you saying here?
It's okay if it's in real life, but if I see it on TV, it's like, really?
Everybody was
Capitalism.
So, Anyway, so yeah, and by the way, Jake and Elwood were in the next door, in the apartment next door of the hotel that they were in, because it was it's about the same one that from the Blues Brothers. I mean, it was
pretty run down.
It's like right there underneath the L track and all this stuff, and you just see the thing going by, and I literally heard them making white bread toast in next door. So. Peter Boyle, the great Peter Boyle, is in this movie. Mm-hmm. So I love Peter Boyle. Kind of underutilized in this movie a little bit, but
I agree.
He's the head boss, and he just tells him, you got to go pick up the mob boss from jail. You got to go. He meets Schwarzenegger. Says, okay, well, take these guys and take them to jail. Well, James Belushi and his partner, they're tasked with that. So they have to take him to the airport, and for some reason, James Belushi has to leave. He must have a dentist appointment or something, and he's like, oh, I gotta go. And never more. Once again, have you ever seen anybody gonna die more than 30 seconds? His partner. It's like. Boy, I see this one coming.
Yeah.
So, very much like Beverly Hills Cop, where they kill the one guy and leave the other guy alive, which is like, why wouldn't they just kill both guys? Mm-hmm. The same thing. They kill they kill his buddy. They leave but they leave Schwarzenegger alive. They just give him a good bunk on the head and kill the and then get rid and steal the mob boss. And they take off out the door, and they free him. So now the mob boss is back on the streets of the United States.
And isn't that too where all this is happening? The mob boss has like the little locker key, and then he drops it, and then you see Schwarzenegger see it, and
So somewhere along the line, they found this key, and they can't really figure out what's going on with the key. The mob boss has the key, yes. Yeah. And as during the scuffle, the key gets thrown, and Schwarzenegger crawls over to this key and grabs a hold of it because he knows it's got to be important.
Yeah, it's like it's funny to me because he thinks I need to have that, so he grabs it and then he passes out, and I love he wakes up in the hospital and it's still in his clutched hand.
The doctor doesn't even have a look. See, like no. Okay, whatever. Just let him hold on to that.
Why is his hand clenched? I don't know. But no, get him IV'd. We got to keep this guy alive.
Yeah.
That kind of made me chuckle a little bit, but
yeah. So we don't know what the key is for. So, So of course he Jim Belushi's partner's killed. Mm-hmm. It was the clean heads again. They got him, and. Next thing we know, Schwarzenegger's laying in bed, and his Russian bosses show up, and they tell him it was his fault because of his laziness and his because of the escape. Mm-hmm. Classic Russian bosses.
Yep.
Just, it is your fault. You embarrassed us to the Americans.
We want you on the next plane out of here for
so they
debriefed.
So they tell him he's got to go, and. He just says nope. He jumps up, goes out the door, and just starts walking around telling everybody he's going to solve the crime.
Yeah,
and I don't know if he has any jurisdiction there in another country, but I mean, John McClane had more jurisdiction in New York or in L.A. Being a New York cop than I think he has as a Russian cop here, but. So Peter Boyle just says, "Hey, all right, Jim Belushi, you gotta be his partner now.
Yeah,
you guys are partnered up.
Keep an eye on him.
Because he can't do any. All right, so he says, I won't leave the country without Victor. So all of a sudden, Victor." He's not leaving so they just say, okay, well, he's not leaving what are we going to do? He's not leaving the country without Victor. So Jim Belushi, you guys go chase him, hunt him down. Yeah. So they, So they go talk to an informant. One of the first informants they talked to was...
Is that Gina Gershon?
No, he was... it's the guy from... the guy with the long ponytail. He was in... Byron James. Yeah, he's been in a million things. He was in another 48 Hours. He was in Tango and Cash.
That's
he was
right.
The British,
yes.
He was the British guy in Tango and Cash, even though we haven't got to Tango and Cash yet.
Yeah, okay.
So,
I totally forgot that I must have...
Yeah.
So I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So, yeah, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
You just can't
Armed and
picture him.
Dangerous he was in. Yeah.
Yeah. Ton of movies. He's been in a million movies.
I think I just saw him... sorry, I'm babbling here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, he was great. And anyway, so they talk to him, and Schwarzenegger starts beating the crap out of him, and just goes, "This is what we do in my country," and just the classic, it's good cop, bad cop, and
yeah.
So he tells them a couple things, and they said, okay. They're kind of learning each other's ways. They're sort of appreciating each other. They're slowly gaining each other's trusts.
Yeah.
The classic buddy story. So now they go to jail, to prison, it's Juliet, and it's an actual prison, and they actually filmed in the real prison with real inmates. So they talked to another informant, and this guy was the head of the.
That's right. Yeah, the blind guy.
Yeah, he's the head of the
the syndicate,
the clean heads.
Clean heads.
Yeah, so he's head of them, and he tells them that we'll get Victor for maybe we'll trade Victor for you, the key for Victor, and they're kind of trying to get Victor. He doesn't care about the key. He just wants Victor. So they go and he tells them about Victor's wife or something, and then we see the great, beautiful, amazing Gina Gershon.
Yeah, Gina Gershon.
And she is a dance instructor, which that scene's not hard to watch.
Right? Yeah.
And so they decide they're gonna wait out Gina Gershon, because that's the mob boss's wife. So they're gonna sort of stake her out and wait till he gets there,
tail her and see where she leads them to.
And so Jim Belushi says, "I'm gonna go get some coffee and some donuts." And Schwarzenegger says, "Okay, well, I'm gonna sit at the car. Give me the keys." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "Well, just in case she decides to leave, I'm gonna, I'll drive." And he's like, "Well, just wait, and I'll just, I'll be back in a second."
You can't drive this company issued car.
And of course, what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Do we need to say more?
Yeah.
She comes out, and he's in the driver's seat, and boom, he's driving after her, and he's chasing after her in a taxi cab.
Yeah.
So they follow her, and they follow her into like a parking garage or something like that. But let alone, all of a sudden, guys jump out with guns and everything, and it looks like it's a trap, and it looks like these guys are done, and they're held at gunpoint. And now they have to meet with. So now they said, "Well, we've come to have a truce, and we're going to meet with Victor." So now he has to go meet with Victor at. So Schwarzenegger and Victor, unarmed, got to go meet in this sort of other dungeon area. While Jim Belushi has a gun pointed to his head, and they said, "You do anything wrong, and this guy's going to get it." So
yeah.
So they they talk for a little while, and the mob boss tries to bring Schwarzenegger over to the dark side of the force. It doesn't work. He does the Dr. No thing. We gotta. you stupid policeman, we can buy you,
Right.
you know.
I could give you 5 times what you made last year.
Yeah, so he does, and still says no, and so
My integrity will get in the way of my Soviet beliefs.
so he's rock solid in his beliefs. So he decides nope, and we cut to a scene of a nurse killing the other the mob boss's buddy, who was still alive, but being kind of they were about to go question him because he had just come out of a coma, and they cut to a nurse, and she kills him with an injection in the hotel or the hospital, and it's next thing you know, we have a kind of a like. Also, they realize that this informant, he's dead. He's dying, and she must have done it. So they quick chase after her.
Yeah, it's like I love when they show up to the hospital moments before the lethal injection is applied, and then they see the perp walking away, and yeah, that's when they're like the foot chase, and then the shot. They shoot her down, and yes, as Darin mentioned, it's a man.
And yeah, and so Gina Gershon, she's running through she's but before that, she jumped in the way of Schwarzenegger or Jim Belushi, and kind of, I don't know why, she kind of jumped in the way of them shooting, and so she was trying to keep him from shooting. Anyways, she's running through the hospital, tries to make her way out, and Schwarzenegger says, catches her at the last second, and she says, "Oh, I'm just trying to get out of here. I just don't want to be a part of this anymore." And he blows the locks off the door and says, "Just keep running."
Yeah.
And she runs away. And Schwarzenegger shot the lady that was the man, the nurse that was a man. He actually shot him because he was going to kill James Belushi because Gina Gershon was in the way. So Peter Boyle finds out that Schwarzenegger has a gun, and he says, "No, you can't. Give me that gun." And he's like, "I'm not giving you my gun." He said, "Nope, you got to give me your gun." So he takes his gun from him and goes to Jim Belushi and says, I got to get a gun. And he's like, "No, you're not getting a gun. There's no way you're getting a gun."
Yeah.
And he says, "No, I need a gun." He's like, "All right, I'll get you a gun."
Until he relents and is like, okay.
I mean, it's just literally is like 2 seconds, and all right. And he gives him a .44 Magnum and tells him this is the most powerful handgun. And he said, "No, the Russian such and such is the most powerful handgun." And so, of course, you got the classic Russians got it. They got it. The back and forth. So, so they decide to go back to the hotel, the crappy hotel, and Gina Gershon has been trying to get a hold of him the whole time, and she finally he gives her a call, and she says, "I want to make a deal. I want to get rid of. I want to get this guy out of here, and I want to get my freedom." So they said, "Okay, we're going to meet up," and so they for some reason the clean heads, they're watching Schwarzenegger through the window with binoculars, and the mob boss as well, and they see him put a key into the light fixture, and the whole it gets very convoluted right here, and
yeah, it definitely goes off the rails. Where I'm just kind of like, I was barely hanging on by a thread at this point, but it's just kind of like, okay, so this is where we're going. I gotcha.
So then they go, and of course we forgot to mention the classic. The guy who's running the motel, the guy who's up front handing out the keys, just the classic. I love the guys they always pick to that run the
guy
the
just
hotel.
who does not give a shit about nothing. And he's just dumb as hell.
He's just always they never move from that spot. They just stand there and they hand you your key every the same guy, and it's just. Anyways, he comes up, looks the mob boss goes into there and looks up Schwarzenegger's number, finds out what room he's in, and they all go up there to kill him. What appears to be to kill him. But the mob boss pulls a trickaroo, and he tells the guys that it's room 32 when it's actually 33.
Yeah.
So he's trying to do some sort of decoy to keep them busy. So they all rush the wrong room, kill a poor guy, and he's in there with a hooker, some random guy, and he gets killed. And the hooker, she pulls out a gun and she starts shooting.
Yeah.
She kills a couple of them. Schwarzenegger goes running down the hallway with his 44 Magnum, and he shoots a couple. And
I think real quick too, I have some thoughts on the hooker. As this hooker was definitely a Ray Dong Chong character to me.
Yes,
because she was just squealing and screaming and and then that's
following him for no reason.
Right,
should have just ran away from the guy. You're like running
he's
after
like,
him.
Stay here, and she's like, no, I ain't staying here. I'm going with you. It's like, I just met you. You're a hooker. You're screaming your head off. You would think you would want to, run free,
run down the hallway, out the street, down the road.
Yeah. But no, so this one definitely had Ray Dong Chong vibes for me. So I was just like, oh, okay. And not to mention she was black too. Not that matters or anything, but fills all the quotas at the 80s damsel in distress.
Yeah, and so the mob boss, Schwarzenegger's out of his room down there thinking that, and it worked. He's out of his room. The mob boss shows up, gets the key, takes off. He's out. He's gone.
Yeah.
And cops show up, and they do the classic, he's not telling us the whole story act,
Yeah.
So, basically it's taxi. The mob boss decides he's going to build a little concoction, a little gun thing on his arm, a la Taxi Driver, where it literally is a ripoff of Taxi Driver, where he basically has the exact same thing Travis Bickle had, where he just has a little thing that slides out real quick on his arm, and it shoots the little single shot, and he puts a little silencer on there, and he boom. And next thing we know, poor Gina, luckily off screen, they killed Gina.
Yeah.
The beautiful Gina Gershon.
Yeah.
And so she's dead, and now that's it. The Peter Boyle, he's done. He's done with these guys. You're off the case. Him and Lawrence Fishburne starts making fun of him, saying, yeah, you guys are going to be, you guys are worthless,
Yeah.
And does the classic, you're off the case. And but luckily, for some reason, Jim Belushi's brother-in-law is a locksmith.
Yeah, of course.
So they go and they go to this locksmith, and it's the guy from he was on, wasn't he the landlord on Friends?
Yes. Yeah.
And you'd know him if you saw him. I know him, of course, from Overboard as Kurt Russell's buddy in Overboard, who helps him talk into the and he's been in a million other things.
Yeah, he was in So I Married an Axe Murder.
Yes.
Yeah, that one scene with Michael Richards. He was my ride home. So
that guy's awesome.
For all you 90s, he was as Darin mentioned, the building super that teaches, or Joey teaches him how to dance.
Yes, yeah. So any friend, so that's going to be the most famous role that you're going to know him from. So, so he's they have him and Jim Belushi have a back and forth over alimony and all this the whole time. While Schwarzenegger, he's looking up books on all different keys and stuff like that. And luckily, pretty quickly, he finds the exact key he needed. So
book 1, page 4. There it is. It's like, well, what are the odds?
Man, love it when that plan comes together. So they decide that's it, and so they decide meanwhile, the mob boss, he's already at the station, the train station or wherever, the bus station or whatever that they're going to do the exchange at, where the key goes to the locker the whole time. And so he meets up with one of the guys, and they do the exchange. The guy gets the money, and what do you know? The mob boss shoots him in the bathroom, double cross.
Yep.
So I still didn't understand the whole money exchange back and forth sort of James Bond kind of thing. Anyway, so he gets the bag full of money, goes and
Isn't that where Schwarzenegger and Belushi meet him at the bus station? And
Yes.
and then he takes off into one of the empty bus.
So yeah. So first they have the guy that they ripped off. They're meeting up with him, and all of a sudden they all meet each other at once, and it's a sort of a Mexican standoff. They all pointing guns at each other, a la Reservoir Dogs, but not nearly as good as Reservoir Dogs. And they have he says, "I'll shoot you." Schwarzenegger points his gun at Jim Belushi. "I'll shoot you, if you don't." And boom, gal walks in the way, and boom, mob boss is gone. And for some reason, according to this and Speed and other movies I've seen, a civilian can drive a giant bus, no problem.
Yeah.
At very high speeds. So no training needed. So Schwarzenegger and the mob boss each jump into a full Greyhound bus and start chasing each other up and down the streets of Chicago.
Yeah, which it just demonstrates how well versed Schwarzenegger is in all these trades. Because first he was able to hop into a semi-tractor trailer and Terminator and drive it pretty effortlessly, and then now he's driving a Greyhound type bus, and
and not to mention like a cat, like a D3 or something cat, and some other stuff. He's jumped into some different things, and
he's worked a pretty exclusive background
he's got a good
of
blue
labor.
Collar, he's been with a couple unions.
Yeah, totally.
So.
I think as far as bus chases go, this actually wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't. It was actually a pretty good bus chase.
Yeah,
it was as bus chases go.
As far as all the movie Hollywood that
trope. So, Speed still will say superior bus scenes, but not bad bus scenes, and it's all, of course, practical effects, which we love. Mm-hmm. So. Of course, they chase around, and all of a sudden they get to other sides of this parking lot, and now they're going to play chicken. Mm-hmm. And oh boy, are they going to play chicken. And they start hauling ass towards each other, and they're both scream at the top of their lungs, and they're just going to straight up forget it and just smash into each other. I guess that was the plan.
Yep.
But of course, at the last minute, James Belushi, before the start of this whole bus scene started, just like Ray Don Chong, Jim Belushi comes running out of nowhere, jumps into the bus with Schwarzenegger, to get on this bus chase scene. So I thought that was pretty. I was like, why would he come running? Just some way to get him into this bus scene. So.
And he's playing the hysterical woman too.
Yeah,
he's like, what are you doing? What are you going to kill us both?
He's screaming the whole time. So,
like, dude, you could have stayed off the bus and watched the whole thing like I would have done. But okay, so get involved.
So here they're playing chicken, and they're coming at each other, and they're just about ready to smash into each other. And Jim Belushi grabs over and pulls the wheel at the last minute, and boom, they go careening off, and they do a flip, and the mob boss goes flying past him. Right into a locomotive train, who just happens to be going by at the exact moment to cut the thing in half.
Like, what are the odds?
But luckily, the mob boss isn't killed by this 100-ton locomotive, whatever, coming at him. Of
course not.
He just gets a couple bruises, and the bus or the train conductor jumps out, starts yelling at him, and of course he pulls out a gun and shoots him because, and then they Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi are standing there, and he just says, you know what? I got to take him, by myself. Okay. Yeah. You just go take him on mano y mano. So, and lets him just kind of wander off, and he just kind of bing, 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 shoot out. And mob boss is dead.
Yep. Pretty uneventful death, really, when you think about it.
And they just that's it. And then they go back to a little more banter back and forth, a little more banter, and now they're friends.
Yeah, it's like they exchange. Here's a token of my what they exchange watches.
Yes.
And it's like, here, this is a, $1,500 watch. And he's like, this one is Soviet issue. And he's, wait a minute, is this a Casio or something? Squeeze one more joke in there before he walks him off into the sunset, so to speak. But,
and then apparently they're friends for life, but this was definitely during the time when they were trying to get the Soviet American relations, not to go to the full on thermonuclear war that they were about to go. So we were definitely trying to be more friendly towards the Russians at this moment in time in movies. So they were trying to make everybody sort of look like we're all friends.
Yeah.
And we're all buds.
See, we can work together peacefully.
Yep, we can be friends.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's red heat. I mean, like I say, before the first time I watched this movie, I just did not like, and this movie did not hold my attention at all the first time I watched it, and then as the second time I actually told myself to give it a chance, and it wasn't bad, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of and the Jim Belushi jokes are, I don't know, some of them are okay, but then others are just like, really, dude, just kinda,
yes.
But like I said, I can see where they're going with it. But I will give Schwarzenegger credit for actually learning Russian.
Yes, he did. He learned. Yeah, he spoke 3 months or something, learning Russian or something. So he dedicated himself to the role. He lost 10 pounds and they wanted Jim Belushi to gain 10 pounds because they wanted to make it more like a out of shape New York cop and a sort of very strict Russian,
straight as an arrow
type. Which, okay, and so to me, this was just 48 hours.
Mm-hmm. This
redone.
Was, for sure. This is every 80s action buddy cop.
Yes, this is,
midnight run-ish type movie you can think of.
It's the back and forth. They're trying to, we don't like each other at first, and now we're, but then we grudgingly accept each other, and now we're friends.
Right.
So,
yeah,
it's the classic. So, but and it just didn't work as good as 48 Hours, in my opinion.
No. It's funny because before I watched it, I like to read up on these movies, and they have it labeled as a comedy action, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I will, but I don't think I laughed once at a joke in this movie.
No,
but the action was decent. I'll give them that. And like I say, the 80s nudity is always
yes.
I'm always a fan of that.
Well, and it's and so it's a good. I don't know if it's a good movie, but it's not a bad movie.
Right? I agree.
It's not really rememberable. It's just it's good. It's good. It's good enough. It's not great, or it's not really rememberable. It's not got any really good one-liner. Just got not really anything you haven't seen before, and that's the problem. Mm-hmm. And making Schwarzenegger sort of just this sort of robotic Russian guy. It's like, well, we just saw that with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
He's doing a Dolph Lundgren. It's like it was too close to, you know.
That was my other critique, was he was just so stiff and so Terminator-ish.
Yeah, and it's like, it almost like he was so stiff in the beginning of his career. By this point, he was actually very good in front of a camera, and it almost was like he's regressing because now he's very stiff and and that's what they took away, was his charisma. That's what you come to see as a Schwarzenegger movie. You want to see Schwarzenegger as in the charisma that he's.
Yeah, because what was the one before this one? Let's see, because I remember. Oh, it was Running Man.
Right.
Yeah, so he definitely had a lot more personality in the Running Man than he did in this one.
And a ton of, and every scene was him and dialogue, and it's very much more. And as we'll see when movies coming up, that he goes luckily back to that. Yeah. But this was just I think that's what was wrong with it. It wasn't a bad movie. It's just they didn't utilize him, and Jim Belushi's just not that. Yeah, he just wasn't that wisecracking guy that could have carried a movie like this.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Jim Belushi does have or has had a long career, but I think the only reason he's famous is because his brother died. Well,
and he's all right. He's not bad, but he's not as good. Like, he definitely became better because his brother, they were trying, he reminds me of his brother.
Right, yeah. He looks like him, and he's got the name. And
he kind of does the same mannerisms and stuff, but it's like, I think if they would have teamed, definitely a casting thing. I think it just was not the right. Maybe, even though they did do several other movies together, they did Jingle All the Way and we'll get into that.
That's right. I've never seen that,
and as well as Last Action Hero.
Yeah, he has a cameo in Last Action Hero. But
so so, but so we'll I never liked According to Jim.
No.
Or any of those.
No.
But He's not terrible.
No, he's tolerable, but I would never say I'm a fan. I would never go out of my way to find something of his. Like, I did see that movie K-9, which was okay.
Right.
I think it may have been like a date suggestion, so I was like, sure, I'll go see K-9 just to kind of be closer to someone. But yeah,
so we'll since we're talking about it, we'll go ahead and we'll do my Darin's picks, and these are the picks that I give that are from movies that no one really knows of. Everybody knows of the bigger movies that guys were in and have done, such and so I go to more movies that people haven't heard of, and kind of the B side of movies that we. So for Jim Belushi, my sort of B-side picks for Jim Belushi is going to be, number one is going to be Real Men, the movie Real Men with him and John Ritter. And that's actually, I like that movie. It's actually a solid movie. It's actually pretty...
Yeah, that movie was recommended to me. That's why I didn't bring it up, because I had a feeling that's would have been what you wanted to bring up, and I didn't want to steal your thunder.
So you steal my thunder?
I still haven't seen Real Movie, but while I was talking to Matt about Red Dawn, he told me that give Jim Belushi one more shot and watch Real Men, which I have not done yet because I'm still waiting for the scabs of this one to heal over.
Now, my other pick would be The Man with One Red Shoe.
Oh,
Tom
that's
Hanks.
right. That's right. I forgot he was in that movie.
Yeah, so those are two good Jim Belushi picks that I have. Now, there's a movie called Salvador that was directed by Oliver Stone with Jim Belushi and not Willem Dafoe, James Woods.
Oh, okay.
And it's supposedly a very, very good movie, very intense movie. And Jim Belushi supposedly really good in that movie. I've never seen it, so I can't say whether or not. But I will say that I do like Jim Belushi in the train scene in Trading Places, where he plays the guy in the gorilla mask. I do love that whole train scene in Trading Places. So he is good in that. But and then as far as Walter Hill goes, the director, my picks for Walter Hill would be a movie called Southern Comfort, and it's kind of a 70s sort of drama action movie, and it's got loads of people in that, so just kind of look that up. And as well as of course we talked about The Warriors, as well as
48 both 48 hours movies,
right. And then of course Brewster's Millions.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
for Walter Hill.
Yeah.
So that's another sort of B-side many people maybe haven't seen.
And I think that Brewster's Million is that movie, I agree, doesn't get the attention it should, because Richard Pryor and John Candy and so I mean it's not a great movie, but it's fun. It's fun,
exactly.
So.
And then of course for Peter Boyle, we are the great Peter Boyle, which everybody knows him from Taxi Driver or Young Frankenstein, and so it's kind of hard to pick really anything that. But of course, Johnny Dangerously would be, and I don't know if that's considered a Peter Boyle pick or whatnot, but that would be. And then of course, Crazy Joe, which is about it's from the 70s. It's a mob movie, and he plays the lead character in that. And so that's kind of a good. Definitely, those are, like I said, those are the B-sides that maybe not many people know about. So
there you have it. There's Red Dawn. Now we're going to go across the street and look at what Stallone has to offer in this movie discussion. And we're going to be talking about, was it 1987? 1987's Over the Top. Again, like all the movies, we're going to start out with the Rotten Tomatoes, where the critics have classify this one as rotten at 32%, and this one's actually, would it be, so it's 50% with the audience, so that'd be fresh, wouldn't it? Or right in the middle?
I think 60 is
60.
fresh.
Okay, so it's still higher than the critics, which, you know, it's an 80s arm wrestling movie, which it's funny before, you know, I guess before, I always thought of this as an arm wrestling movie, but then actually watching it, it's really not, which, you know,
right.
Again, this is another one that I just saw for the first time like last year when I started watching these movies. I never seen Over the Top for whatever reason, always never made it through my, you know, viewing
Really?
eyes of the 80s. Yeah, I never saw. I do remember it, of course. You know, again, as we've talked before, this one was a staple in 80s and 90s video stores.
Yes.
All over the walls. But I just for whatever, maybe because I thought it was it's just an arm wrestling movie. I never saw it, but
right.
yeah, no, I when as we go along, I'll express my thoughts with this movie. Yeah, it was interesting. And like I say, I saw it for the first time last year and then just watched it recently for this one.
Yeah, I've seen this movie. That's funny because I'm the exact opposite. I saw this movie when it first came out, and I watched the crap out of this movie when it first came out, and I absolutely loved this movie in 1987. And yeah, it's been one of the one of my back then. It was one of my favorite Stallone movies. It was very much on par with Rocky in my love of it, even though it maybe not, you know, quality wise. Now you look back on it, it's not of that ilk, but to a young guy who's you know, loves the action, this was a great movie to me back then. So
I when I watched it the first time, I enjoyed it. You know, like I say, I think because people think of Stallone as Rambo-esque, you know, again, you know, my wife, before she started watching these movies, was always, whenever a Stallone movie would come up, she would not want to watch it because her idea of Stallone acting as Rambo, guns, and where he, in this one, he's, you know, he does act, you know, like I say, it's basically a road trip movie with the father trying to get reacquainted with the son, and he's just arm wrestling kind of on the side.
Yeah. So we'll first talk about the director. This was directed by Miham Golan. And he directed many of my movies that of course, he was with Cannon Films, you know, was one of the producers of Cannon Films. Cannon Films did lots of movies, and of course, the Delta Force, Enter the Ninja, Enter the Dragon. I'm not talking Enter the Dragon. I'm sorry, American Ninja.
American Ninja
2. Missing in Action 2. So many of the, you know, Death Wish 2, Death Wish 4. So lots of Breaking. I forgot they did Breaking.
Yeah.
Of course, Alan Quartermain and King Solomon's Mines and those ones. So Cannon actually had a lot of movies back in the day that I think they did the Beastmaster too, didn't they?
I think so.
I thought they did. It's not on my list here though, but I could have sworn they did Beastmaster. Anyways, so lots of great action movies from the 80s. And but yeah, so we start off with lots of cameos in this movie. We have, different wrestlers and arm wrestling professionals. And
his main antagonist was actually a professional arm wrestler.
Right.
Let's see, Rick Zumalt.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a real professional arm wrestler.
Yeah, and of course we have the great Robert Loggia in here, who everybody loves Robert Loggia. Yeah. And if you don't know who Robert Loggia is, think of Big, and he played the piano with Tom Hanks. That would be one of his, of course, Scarface, a million other movies. I'm trying to think of the big ones that people would know him by.
Yeah, he was in Armed and Dangerous.
Bad guy in that. I mean, he's just been in... I can't even think of how many movies, So, anyways, so the movie starts off with classic, kind of made truck driving cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's we were still in the middle of he didn't sort of cement it. It was already sort of looking cool because of the Dukes of Hazzard, Smokey and the Bandit era from the late 70s, 80s, but he kind of kept that truck driving looking cool, sort of kept it going,
Yep.
added a little more fire to that and kept it going. So, but we start off and he's cruising around and he's hauling some loads and doing his trucking thing.
Yep.
And he, we see these kid is in the military academy school, sort of, been sent off to military school. And so he's over here, and his kids kind of look like they're in a kind of a graduation ceremony. And he's off at the truck stop cleaning the truck and washing up sort of out in the open without his shirt on at a gas station.
Yeah, doing the old whore's bath.
So I was like, man, they don't have a changing room or something?
And not back then, they didn't.
I guess you just got it right out there in front of everybody.
Like these trucks didn't even have sleeper cabs. And so
that's the thing. Is like, can you get a garden hose and just hose down? So he pulls up in the big rig there to the graduation ceremony. He pulled and it's not the greatest looking truck, as you said. It's not even a cab. It looks like a logging truck to me or something, right?
Yeah, it's just a single day cab.
Yeah,
you're the
professional. So I mean, what would you?
Yeah, I would probably call it like a 70s. You think of a 70s base model semi truck. With no sleeper,
and looked like it's been painted with a paint roller or something.
Right.
I mean, it was very.
Can I get the rust color, please? Put some primer spots on there for me.
It just is as nasty looking as it gets, and I'm, so he goes inside and he talks to the commandant and he tells him that he's now in charge of the boy. He's got custody. He doesn't have custody, but he's got some sort of legal custody now that he's going to take the boy and he's going to take him across country.
Yeah. The mom is dying.
The mom's dying.
The son to get to know the father.
Yeah. And so he tells him, he tells the commandant, I don't have a father.
Yeah.
So.
And this kid goes from completely annoying to, okay, he's not so insufferable, but he starts out just an annoying little dick.
Yeah, he's the kid hasn't seen him in 10 years. So, but he's got a huge grudge against his dad, and he's a little shit, And so they're going to go drive across from wherever they're at to L.A. And they never really say where they're from, but it's going to take a couple days to get to L.A. to get to the mom who's dying. So they start driving and they start talking and stuff, and the kid freaks out. Yeah, and he runs across this highway, and he nearly gets killed, and he gets
he's just so it's funny how they try to take
I get what they're doing. I get they're trying to make him just as bad as they possibly can, but it's like, man, I don't know any kid that would act like that. You know? I mean,
yeah, I could definitely understand with the kid being uncomfortable. I can accept
especially
that,
coming from a military school.
Right,
you'd think they would have taught him to get his emotions under control, or
even let him know, hey, your dad's going to come pick you up. Not surprise, your dad's here to take you across the country.
Yeah, maybe prepare him a little bit for it. You know? So. Meanwhile, Robert Loggia is his grandpa, and he is pissed off that he's driving his boy across the town, across the country.
And of course, he's rich, so he's got all the henchmen with him and
he's
the fancy
classic,
cars.
Yes, he's the classic, very rich, powerful whatever. We don't know what he does for a
they don't
living.
tell us what he's into.
we
It
don't
could
know
be crime for
right.
all
We don't know if he's a mob guy or if he's, I mean, is he the same guy from Scarface?
Yeah.
And he's, renting the yayo?
This is his retirement years.
His retirement
I mean, the way
years.
they kind of portrayed him, it wouldn't surprise me.
He was Frank from, he kind of like he didn't get killed, and he's now running a crime organization, and it's his grandson. So, which okay. I would be a little nervous.
Yeah.
So they decide to, so they're driving along and they're getting to know each other, and they get a little hungry. So they decide to pull into the diner, which is basically Mos Eisley. They've got all the weirdos and everybody running around, and it's a crazy greasy spoon.
Right.
So
I love it. Every single truck driver is wearing the truck driver hat.
yes, everybody's in full outfits, full uniform, trucker uniforms. So
the flannel with the arms cut off.
and so of course, can't get a tuna melt and a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden he gets challenged to an arm wrestling challenge.
Yep.
And guy's sitting there with his kid trying to eat, and of course, we can't let this. We gotta come up and harass him and start challenging him. Can't even wait till he's even done.
Nope. Can't besmirch my name.
Yeah,
You're going to challenge me to an arm wrestling.
Yeah, I got to challenge him right now. And we got to do it right now because you've been ducking me, man.
Yeah.
So now we got to arm wrestle. I don't care if your kid's here or not, I don't care if you got to take this load and you're in a hurry. I don't care. We're wrestling. So, it's dude's just jacked to the both of them. Stallone is just jacked as well in this one as well, and so they start arm wrestling, and it looks like he might get beat. They're kind of going back and forth, and all of a sudden, it looks like he might lose, but he does the thumb move.
Yeah,
his secret. His secret Danielson Craig kick, crane kick that the no can defend.
Yep,
so,
nobody knows that little trick from arm wrestling.
So he throws the thumb over the top, and boom, comes back and wins the big one. As soon as he gets done, gets challenged again by a different guy.
It's like they're lining up.
It's
okay,
like,
my turn.
It's like what, and he says, "Now we'll meet in Vegas."
Yeah, we'll save it for the World Arm Wrestling Championship,
which is in a matter of days.
Yeah.
So why does this other guy have to challenge him right now? And why did he risk doing this we got the tournament in a few days, biggest tournament on the planet, and we're gonna keep doing the greasy spoon. We're gonna do it right now.
We're gonna do the back alley arm wrestling. Hope you don't break anything.
Yeah, I could win a $250,000 truck, or I can break my arm in this greasy spoon, and no problem. So they decide that they're gonna go and they're gonna cruise around, and they're hauling stuff to different places. And he's a pretty busy trucker, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, he was running the loads before he went to the thing. He's running loads with the kid. It's like, dude, why do you have to have such a piece of crap truck?
Right.
It seems like you're doing pretty good for yourself, dude.
Yeah.
You're working.
Especially back then, too.
Yeah.
I mean, truckers made money back then.
And he couldn't have that much into the truck.
No.
So it's like, dude, you got to be rolling in some cash, man.
Yeah.
What are you? Why are you so desperate looking? So, so the kid, they start talking over they're talking about on the radio and stuff. They're talking smack and stuff. And, the kid was unimpressed that his dad just beat a monster of a mountain of a guy, just kicked his butt right there in the greasy spoon. If my dad were to do that, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. I'd be like, oh my, I mean, I love my old man as it is, but if he was like an arm wrestling world champion, like I'd be like, dude,
not to mention, like you said, those guys were thick. I mean,
They're huge.
Yeah, Stallone's not a slouch either, but these are power lifters, and they have 30-inch arms, and they're just thick and
it's like if my dad was do that, I would have just like been like the happiest kid on the planet, man.
And of course, the kids all like, you hustled him, you didn't do that honorably, and just like, well, I just do what I gotta do,
Yeah,
that was another part where the kids started to get on my nerves, but.
Yeah, and you got the classic, rich dad, poor son-in-law. It's like, how the hell did he meet his wife? How did he meet the kid's mom in the first place?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't get that one. So, anyways, so the first day's over, and he's like, well, let's just get some sleep. And once again, you don't have a sleeper cab, dude. You're he just wants to sleep sitting up, straight up in a truck.
Yeah, just pulls over to the side of the road and puts the hat down over the eyes. And like, okay, see you in a couple hours. And the kid's just like, okay.
So he says, oh yeah, lots of truckers do that. Well, yeah, in a sleeper cab, dude. And you can't tell me they don't have those back then, because he wins one at the very there's one up for. Yeah, that's the prize at the end. So
that part too made me kind of scratch my head. I did have a job with the sleeper cab, and I couldn't imagine trying to sleep. Not to mention sleep like that, but since he's long haul, he's doing that every night.
Right, and where do you go? And I get it. Yeah, just other than the truck stop on the side of the road and hosing yourself down and going to the can, but it's like that's a rough life, man. So. Hit a hotel room, dude. You got the money.
Yeah.
I see you're working. Get a hotel room.
Right. Yeah, the Motel 6 can't be that expensive, but...
So they wake up in the morning and they start doing some Tai Chi, and they start doing some exercises, and they're on the side of the road, and they got a good montage going on.
Kick in the 80s music,
they got the sun coming up in the background, and you got they're lifting. So now they're lifting weights in the truck, and he's showing him how he's got the whole setup in the truck where he's lifting his arm.
And he has some sort of contraption set up. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's.
It's like some sort of like a bow. What do they call it? The bow.
The blow. Yeah, the Bowflex.
The blow.
Bowflex.
Bowflex. Yeah.
The reverse arm curl. Instead of curling it up, you're curling it down.
That's just to keep him in shape. So he's got that. So and then he teaches the kid how to drive, and they start becoming they're definitely
they're creating the father-son bond.
Yeah, they're bonding and becoming he's showing the kid he can do anything, even though he's a military kid, and
he's kind of a little whiny bitch too, but
So Grandpa is really pissed, though. Grandpa, you don't understand how pissed off Robert Loggia is that this kid is going across country with his own father. It's a little bit strange why he's so pissed off at he's in with his own father going across town. He's not a four-time felon, who
has been kidnapped or something.
he's with his dad,
right?
But Robert Loggia does not like this.
And that's like he's even on the phone with his daughter, and she's like, "No, it's good for him," and he's still just fighting her the whole way. It's like he's a worthless piece of, and it's like, okay,
yeah. So to prove that Stallone's trying to get the kid some confidence, because the kid's kind of a wimp. So he sets up an arm wrestling match between another local kids and his kid in just some random arcade that they decide to go into.
They're just minding their own business playing pinball,
and all of a sudden he's hustling kids for
like $20 or something
for arm wrestling. Yeah, so the kid loses and starts crying. His kid starts crying. He tells him, "Hey, you beat yourself."
Right.
Even though the kid's twice his size.
Yeah.
And okay, so he comes back.
So he gives him the Father of the Year speech. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Get back in there. Give him the Gipper. Go for it, Gipper. And And boom, comes back, beats the kid in the arm wrestle, beats him right on the pinball machine.
Does
right
the secret thumb move too,
Yeah.
and the kid's watching him like, just flabbergasted, frozen there for like, what's he doing?
Yeah. So
doesn't he arm wrestle him twice or two more times? And
yeah, then he wins, and so now they're starting to really bond, and calls his mom and tells her, me and my dad and I, da 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 da. Well, then he jumps on the phone, and all of a sudden, him and the kid's mom they look like they're a married couple. They're just talking back and forth like, hey, no big deal. I'm thinking, why was he estranged for 10 years then? Why? What?
Yeah.
Where is the kerfuffle here? Because they seem like they've talked
they're
pretty
very
recently.
very civil,
and they're
with
very
one another.
civil, and they're very much like, hey, da 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 da. Like, it seems like you could do a pretty good parenting plan if you really tried.
Right? Yeah, they didn't dive into the whole dynamics behind that.
So very strange. So, but Grandpa, he's still pissed. He's still mad at the kids. So he decides he's gonna take his henchmen, and they're gonna kidnap him. So
that was a little out of nowhere. They just grab the kid and take off.
Yeah. So they run off the kid, and Stallone chases them all down and gets the kid back, which he has every legal right to the kid. The guardian has given instructions, so I'm not really sure where the legal kidnapping your grandson. So so they make it all the way to L.A. and they make it all the way to, and all of a sudden, what do you know? His mom's dead. Well, maybe that's why you should have flown there, kid, instead of driving across country with your dad. That part, if the mom's only got a couple hours left, like, maybe go ahead and jump on the United.
So we take a straight shot there. We don't need to be making these deliveries on the side.
What are we? Let's go ahead and maybe hold off on the on 2 loads and go ahead and get those next week, man.
I mean, I can understand the kid being distraught. He just lost his mom, and he's all blaming his dad.
So kid blames his dad, and it's your fault. I didn't get to see my mom. I mean, he got a point.
Yeah, no, I can definitely kind of sympathize with him for that. So I'll excuse that little whininess, but
So so of course, like he does, like any 11, 12-year-old kid does, he jumps into a random taxi with no money and tells the taxi driver to take him to his grandpa's house. Yes, sir, right away, sir. And the taxi driver just takes off. I was like, that's out of The Simpsons right there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, kid with no money and no, yes, sir, and just boom, just drive.
Well, you say you're 25. Well, your out-of-state unlaminated license says otherwise. So, California, you got it.
You got it, bud.
You're the boss, sir.
You're the boss, sir. You jumped in the back of my cab, and clearly. Yeah. So, takes him to his grandpa's house, and so he's he's not happy with it.
Just standing there watching the cab drive away too.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, now what?
So he's sitting there, and he's doing the he's sitting there and he's watching the setting sun. He's contemplating life, and of course pulls up to a grandpa's house and just decides, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and just ram grandpa's house, and he's in this multi-mansion, and just decides to just
drive his truck right through the front door.
Right through the front door.
Just like, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's standard, so.
Yeah.
And he just wants to see him, So he's, of course, he's looking for him, and he's yelling, can't find the kid, and him and Robert Loggia go back and forth, and the cops show up, and the cops drag him off to jail, and he's, Grandpa's lawyer shows up and tells him, well, if you sign over your rights,
Yeah, we'll give you this, this kind of money and this, you want the truck, or basically they're offering him the reward or the reward for the winning the arm wrestling championship.
Yes.
They're offering all this sweet booty, I guess.
Cash and a new truck and a whole new life. Just sign your rights away because, I want this.
Your kid's better off with me than he is with you.
Right.
I guess they're.
So the kid and him have some kind of heart to heart, and choose between a rich grandpa and a broke dad. A broke dad, So,
that's definitely the. That reminded me of the kids in the hall. It's like, do you want to live with your mother? Yes, pick me. Or your father, pick her. Or this glamorous movie star. I'll choose the movie star.
So he's got the choice between the broke dad that he hasn't seen in 10 years or the rich grandpa who's been, genuinely must have been taking care of him for the past 10 years. I mean, that's the one that's probably paying for the military school, I'm guessing. So, I mean, I don't know Robert Loggia's backstory, but maybe he isn't a bad guy. Maybe he wouldn't be bad with Robert Loggia. There's no reason to think that he wouldn't be good with Robert Loggia. Mm-hmm. But because we don't know anything about him, but because all he is just pissed off that Stallone has him. So, hey, I don't know. Maybe look on the flip side of this thing. We were cheering for the wrong guy. Maybe he should have stayed with Grandpa.
They definitely didn't let the story marinate on this one. That's for sure. But
tells him he can't go with him. He says, "Sorry, I can't go with you." So the dad, or so Stallone goes, "Okay, well, I'm off to Vegas." So he jumps in the truck and he takes off to Vegas. And kid decides he's going to go through his mom's stuff.
Yeah, it's like we forgot to mention too, when they're on the road trip, the kid asks the dad, how come you never? And Stallone's like, "Well, I've written you letters, I've sent you birthday cards," and which kind of segues to what Darin had said, where the kid starts going through his mom's stuff, and what does he find? All the letters and birthday cards.
Yeah, he said, "Why didn't you ever send me anything?" He said, "I sent you birthday, Christmas, everything." He said, "I never got a single one." And he said, "No, I gave you," and so the kid doesn't believe him. And now,
again, it's
days
kind of like
later,
it's like the Red Heat, where he opens up one drawer, pulls out one box, and
boop, and
there it is.
There's the letters, all the letters that he's, so
imagine that
he just starts going through all these letters and all to him, and for some reason the mom thought, "I don't want this guy that I have a very good relationship with on the phone to give my son anything.
How dare he know his father growing up?
Know his father when I have a very good relationship on the phone with him."
Yeah.
So we seem to be pretty good friends on the phone, but so he finds out that he did, and so he's like, "Oh man, they've lied to me." So the kid figures out that his dad really loves him. Mm-hmm. So meanwhile, Stallone sells his truck. Sells his truck.
His means for making a living.
Gets as much money as he can out of it. So, and they got the arm wrestling tournament in Las Vegas, which people from all over the world. He finds out that his odds are 20-1 and bets $7,000. Okay, so if we do that math, that's $140,000 in 1987. So whatever that changes up to now,
right? Yeah, the inflation on that would be pretty substantial.
Probably double now. So now you're probably talking somewhere, $300,000 or more.
Yeah, not to mention too, the grand prize was $500,000.
Right, and that's just his
semi.
Right,
yeah.
That's just what he was betting on the side. Plus, you get the truck and the money. So yeah, he would cash out big time if he wins this thing. So because the top prize is a new truck, as we said, with a sleeper, and. So the kid steals like his grandpa's 4Runner, and man, that 4Runner, it's like, once again, back to the classic cars. Like, man, where'd they get all these classic cars in this thing? And it's like, oh man, that 4Runner is in clean shape. If you had that thing, oh, great little rig.
Which is funny because I guess segues into when Stallone teaches the kid how to drive the semi, but now he's a seasoned driver. He can just drive off with his
now
car.
Now just jump into Forerunners and just
drive off to Vegas with no problem. Which, okay, again, it's a movie. I want to suspend my belief, but
right? Yeah,
come on.
And yes, and the kid does a couple things. He jumps on an airplane and does some other stuff once again. Where it's like, okay, 11-year-old with no with no ID or no adults with you. Go ahead and jump on the
Here, let me show you to your seat,
yes.
sir.
Would you like a drink, sir? So it's at the best part is, speaking of Bowflex, it was sponsored by Bowflex. Mm-hmm. I knew I had that in there, which Bowflex way back in the day,
I wanted one when they first came out. I sent away for the free information until I saw how much it cost.
So this was a double elimination, which means you had to lose twice. And they said that about every third minute to remind you.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if someone's going to lose one. Because it's a double elimination, everybody. A double elimination.
And as we get closer to the end, we will revisit that statement.
So now, for me personally, this is where the movie actually kicks in. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love this part of this movie. It is so.
Oh, it was great.
It's like I said, this is like Rocky 3. This is like, just the craziness, and so they it's almost Bloodsport-esque with the introduction of the different characters, because each wrestler is their own individual type, person.
Their own personality and stuff.
It's just like Bloodsport. You had all these different guys of different places, and it's very much. But of course, we got to talk about the song "Winner Takes It All," "Loser Takes the Fall."
Yep.
So that was a big song.
Which is funny because I remember that song back in the day. I just had no idea it was from this movie because, like I say, I never saw this movie when it came out, but I've heard that song a million times. And then when I watched it, I'm like, oh, okay. Which, that's a great, it's definitely an 80s song.
Right. Oh, it's an 80s movie. 80s song.
It was awesome.
Yeah. It did. So, and in this sort of montage of all these guys arm wrestling stuff, they actually show a guy's arm getting broken. Real guy's getting arm broken.
That was pretty gnarly.
And it's like, wow, and that really happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't fake that back then.
No, that really happened. It broke dude's arm, and that's crazy. So, good on for that guy. I hope he healed right and everything, but that looks nasty.
It's probably safe to say his arm wrestling career was over after
I was
that.
Say it might be done with that
snapped.
one. Yeah, it sure did. So I love they're getting psyched up and everything, and they're getting all the arm wrestlers are getting psyched up. Guys are slapping them in the face and smacking them and dumping water on them, and but meanwhile, while this is going along, like we said, the kid, he's flying across country without a parent or any money or anything, so he just lands, and they try to catch him at the airport, and he manages to escape. Once again,
the wily 11-year-old is able to elude his pursuers.
His probably special forces-esque bodyguards for Robert Loggia, but the kid's about, I can outrun him.
Just gives him the slip.
Yeah. So of course we get down to the last remaining guys. The last after the all the guys have been double eliminated. Now we're down to just a handful of guys, and they introduced the guys, and I love the interview video, that they do in the beginning.
Yeah, they like ask them, so what are you going to do with this truck if you win it?
Well, and that's the funny thing is talk about that's exactly where we're at now. I mean, there's so much of those type of interviews, talking to the camera. I mean, it reminded me of like a reality show nowadays where they do the talk to the camera, and
the confessionals,
and stuff like that. It was like wow, they were kind of ahead of their time a little bit. So, or at least so Grizzly, one of the guys is named Grizzly. He eats his cigar and drinks motor oil, and that's why it's just so awesome to watch these guys. But what does he do? He beats the Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
He beats Stallone.
It's like, oh no.
But remember, everybody, this is a double elimination.
Double elimination.
Double elimination.
He is not fully eliminated yet. Everybody has to lose twice.
So everybody just relax and keep watching the movie. And as they'll keep reminding you. Yeah. So he and so very much he's not into it because he's his son. He's too busy thinking about his son.
Yeah, he made it all the way to this point, and now his son is distracting him.
It's Adrian. I mean, his son is
Right,
very not. It's not. He's just upset that he can't.
Yeah.
So, Grandpa once again says, "Hey, we'll give you $500 grand and a new truck." And he says, "Nope. I'm still sticking to my guns. I'm going to do it on my own."
Yep.
And he pushes his bodyguard through the window and just for some reason, just boom. So
that was the great wrestler Terry Funk.
Oh, yes, Terry Funk.
Yeah.
And so he. I'm sorry. Now Grizzly drinks the big quart of WD 1040 or whatever. So
get all lubed up and ready to go.
Yeah. So but this time, the Hawk beats Grizz, and Grizz had lost one, so he's eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Now so now Mad Dog, he's got to bring Mad Dog, and he beats Mad Dog, and so now it's down to 4 guys, and then it's down.
Yeah, so then Bull, his I guess nemesis in this one,
Bull
beats his guy. So now we have our last
and now
two.
Hawk is down to now Hawk's down to the main bad guy,
Yep.
the guy who originally at the truck stop was the second guy that challenged him.
Yeah,
he's the champ, and
he's won it 5 years in a row.
Mm-hmm,
so
and he's just and he's a monster. So
this is the guy that was the real life arm wrestler, a real life, and he looked it too. I mean, this dude was thick.
He's huge. So now he's not sure if he's going to do it. Hawk's kind of down on himself. He's not sure he's going to. Now he gets the pep talk from the kid.
Mm-hmm.
The kid shows up, gives him the pep talk. Now all of a sudden he can do it. He's getting excited. Oh, and we also forgot he's got the hat turned around. We forgot about you got to turn the hat around.
Right,
Not only do you have to get the hat. He turns the hat backwards when he's getting serious.
That's when you know. That's when you're in some serious trouble.
You're in trouble when he's got the hat backwards. So, so now Hawk versus I think the guy's name was Hurley or something.
Yeah, Bob Hurley.
Bob Hurley.
Bob the Bull Hurley.
Yeah, so they're going at it, and of course now, luckily though, that they're both properly baby oiled up, so their upper torsos are fully baby oiled.
They're glistening.
So luckily they had time for that. Turns the hat around, got serious, boom, really serious, and the grandpa, kids and grandpa finds the kid in the crowd. Out of a crowd of thousands of people, the grandpa finds the one kid.
Yeah, just walks right up on him like he knows exactly where he is.
So they slip. They're wrestling and their arms slip. So now they have to put a glove on them. Mm-hmm. So they put the glove on, and now they're going back and forth. And oh no, looks like he's going to lose. But at the last second, thumb trick.
Yeah, he's got the
Danielson.
Damn it.
Crane kick.
Oh no.
Can't do it.
What's going to happen?
And boom. Comes back. No can defend. He wins. And boom.
Crowd goes wild.
So, and, so the, he gets the grand prize.
Yeah, and he gets the kid, and they can start their life together.
Yep. And the kid decides they're going to start their own trucking company.
Mm-hmm. I think too. we have to discuss the whole double elimination.
Yes.
Because the
but first Robert Loggia gives a knowing nod.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's like, okay, yes, you're not really the piece of shit I thought you
won
were.
The tournament.
Yeah, you have my respect.
Even though you came in number 2 and I was still ready to pull my kid away from you, but since you won,
yeah,
we're going to give the knowing nod to you and say, you can handle my grandson.
Yeah. It's like, so when this movie wrapped up, because that's basically the end of the movie.
Yep.
You know, they celebrate. And
they wander off and talk about their trucking company that this kid that went to a military academy for all of his life is going to become a trucker.
So I had to look up the end because I thought I missed something. And because we had been hounded about this movie, this tournament is double elimination. You have to lose twice.
Right.
Well, Bob the Bull Hurley only lost once.
Okay.
He lost at the end of the Stallone, and so I had to go look up.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I never noticed that.
I'm like, did I miss something? Did he lose off camera? But then I pulled up a Reddit thread where this conversation had been made, however many years ago.
Right.
But they did not ever show Bob Hurley or Bull Hurley losing. So that was his first loss. So they should have had a second.
Yes.
Yes. And so I'm not going to, I guess, cry foul or say this movie sucks because of that. But yeah, because they kept hounding, this is double elimination, this is double elimination. And Stallone did lose one. But yet, yes, he did win it all, but Bull only lost once. So
yes. Wow. I can't believe I've never thought of that before.
I can get,
they really should have spent more time on the tournament because that was the meaty part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
That's the meat and the potatoes.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff is good. It's sort of filler till we get to the good part.
Right. Yeah.
Shorten off don't have such a Tai Chi moment out in the sunshine.
Oh, I agree.
Let's get a few more minutes at the tournament.
Yeah, we could have gotten a whole less of the Robert as much as I love Robert Loggia, we could have cut out a couple of his scenes and maybe thrown a couple more arm wrestling into there.
Let's get a little more of because the tournament part is the greatest. And like you said, as a kid, I remember the tournament part being a lot longer of the movie or more, but it wasn't. It's very short.
Yeah, I expected more arm wrestling to be honest with you when I saw it, but
I haven't seen this in years, and I thought, man, the arm wrestling part's the very end.
Right, and like I say, whenever I think of this movie, I always thought, oh, this, again, you see the memes of it, like, oh, you want an '80s arm wrestling movie?
Yeah,
hold my beer type of thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that I was just like, am I looking too close, trying to not criticize it, but double elimination, but okay, whatever. But no, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie the first time I saw it. Like I say, just last year, I loved it. I did not find a problem with it. On the second viewing, I didn't really. My thoughts never really changed. The kid kind of annoyed me a little more, but annoying kids have always annoyed me in movies.
There's only 2 or 3 movies that I like kids in.
Yeah, and this kid, like I say, when he's off, I just wanted to strangle him. When he's on, okay, I can kind of accept him.
Yeah.
But no, this movie's fun. This movie came out at the perfect time. Can you imagine this movie coming out in like 97? It would have been laughed out of the theater. They would have never made it. It would have just been like, but for 1987, for Stallone, this movie was badass.
It was perfect. It was right timing, right actor, right, everything. And I think it is just short enough of a movie that you can get in and out kind of quick. And it does. And the way it is, like we said, we both thought that it was a longer arm wrestling sequence. So in that, so maybe it makes you, when you watch it once, you think, okay, so so that just shows that it is a better movie than you think it is, because it makes you seem like it's not like it's drawn out. It's like, oh my gosh, this movie took forever to get through. It was pretty fast paced. It didn't it didn't drag. It didn't drag or anything. No. Even the part with him and Robert Loggia going back and forth, it wasn't bad. Like I said, I still the motivation and a lot of that stuff is still like, what? Why can't we all just hang out and be friends and everything's cool? But this it's funny because the first time I watched this movie, I
was able to talk my wife into it. Again, going back when I met her, she never, no, Stallone, no way, Rambo. But this one, I was like, no, let's watch this one. So we watched it. She didn't, again, it's not like I'm trying to make her a fan, but she didn't like, it's like, okay. So then whatever. And then when when I was rewatching it, I was like, I forgot that I had made her sit through it that time. So I was like, we should watch Over the Top. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, you might like it. Again, I give her he's not so Stallone. That's the way I present these movies. He's not so Stallone.
Right.
And we watched it a second time, and she's like, I feel like I've seen this movie before. And her older brother's a couple years younger than me and kind of watched the same movies. And so I'm like, oh, you must have watched it with your brother. And she's like, no, I think I watched it with you. And I'm like, maybe, okay, now then, yeah. Yep. So I made her watch this movie twice, and both times we watched all the way through. And again, I'm not going to be like, now she's a huge fan, but
right, yeah,
she was able to sit through it twice and be like, okay, that's an arm wrestling movie.
Yes.
I will say, my thought on people saying it's an arm wrestling movie, it's really not. It's really more of a father getting to know his son with arm wrestling on the side.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's a father-son come together movie.
Yeah.
And
but no, it's a fun movie. Like I say, it's definitely going to be in my rewatch in the future.
Right.
So
once again, we're going to do my picks, and since there's not very many stars in this movie, we'll just go with Robert Loggia, and he, like we said, some of his lesser known movies that you might not have heard of. We mentioned one of them earlier, and that was Armed and Dangerous. That's definitely one of my picks. And the other one would be Opportunity Knocks.
That's right.
With Dana Carvey.
I forgot I have not seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah, it's like I said, these are the B side. These are the B side of the album. So let's remember these aren't,
right.
We know of Big and Scarface and some of these other ones that he did, but these are lesser movies that I still enjoy.
Yeah.
So
and I think I would like to watch Opportunity Knocks because, like I said, I have not seen it since probably the early 90s. So maybe because of so many bad modern movies, I'm finding more appreciation in some of these.
Yes, that were not as gold or as polished as you thought they could have been, because there were so many good movies in the 80s that the ones that were semi-good looked horrible.
Right.
When you go back to them now, you're like, wait, these movies were actually pretty good compared to some of the ones that come out with now.
Right.
So
I would classify Over the Top in that category.
Absolutely.
For me personally.
Absolutely.
It's like, but
it's and let's also mention Stallone, I think at the time, got the highest paycheck of any actor, $10 million or something like that from this movie. And it was at the time was one of the highest paychecks of any actor of any movie of all time. So that just shows a guy who's literally, we started this podcast with Lords of Flatbush, where he's wearing his own clothes for the movie.
To work, nobody's hiring him.
He had to sell his dog for Rocky. And now he's getting $10 million within 10, 15 years, something like that.
So this was 87, so Lords of Flatbush was 74. So about 13 years.
About 15, something like that. Yeah, years. Somewhere in there. Yeah, so, I mean, it's...
not bad for a guy that nobody wanted to hire.
Yeah, in 15 years, he's getting $10 million a movie. So that just shows the
and not to mention he's had
charisma and
two successful franchises
and
at this time.
And this movie, so... Back to Red Heat. Red Heat for me, and as we finalize it up, we'll make our picks here. But Red Heat for me was, like I said, another 48 hours. But it also kind of felt like Raw Deal to me as well. It was not. It didn't hit as good as it should have. Just like Raw Deal didn't. I still think both of those movies would have made much better series. Red Heat and
for sure.
Raw Deal. Much better of a series. I mean, nowadays you can do the limited whatever, and I think those would have they're just better ideas as a series, not as a movie. They tried to cram way too much into a movie to try to keep it going up. Would have been great as series. So, but Over the Top, it's a great standalone movie, and this thing could have very easily turned into a franchise as well. I mean, if they, not, I mean,
no, I
Hawks
agree.
is a good. I mean, he would have been a great. I don't know where you would have gone with it or whatever, but that you probably could have turned. Nowadays, they would have turned this into a franchise because it made good money, and
the characters, for Schwarzenegger being, because he's really in the middle. Like, I guess I would probably say this is maybe he's not at his peak yet. But he's definitely becoming, the worldwide phenomenon, and he's still got. And I think, how you said that they made him robotic. They took some of his charm away.
Yeah,
and I think in coming movies he was able to get some of that back.
Yes.
But
you were able to actually, see why you. They made it where you understood why you liked him. It's like they put his.
His trajectory is definitely, he's getting to be, I guess, the point of the modern superstardom that he did achieve in the mid to late 90s. But so what do you think?
I think I'm gonna, it's probably pretty obvious, but I'm gonna go with over the top on this one. I loved it as a kid. I love the wrestling scene now. It still works for me. All that wrestling scenes still worked for me. I thought they were great. Obviously no special effects really needed in a movie like this. So, but, for a movie where he doesn't shoot anybody or kill anybody or even have a gun,
right.
It's surprising. And the other, for an action movie, no, I love the characters. I mean, like I said, I think Bloodsport came out like that year, next year after. So you can't say that they took it from Bloodsport. You could say they got it from them. But it very much reminded me. I love that type where they have the different people from all over the country or wherever doing and they all got their own thing. And so I just love that.
Yeah. No, see, I'm going to have to go with Stallone too. I felt. Like I say, when the first time I saw Red Heat, I just did not like it. Again, to reiterate, Jim Belushi's never been a fan of mine, and I have been, suggested to go see Real Men with him and John Ritter.
Yeah.
I just felt Schwarzenegger was just too wooden.
Yep.
Like you said, they took his charm away, they took his charisma away. They could have made him so much more. Just those things, that made Schwarzenegger the worldwide star he was. They took that away from him. Where over the top, Stallone has. I mean, it amazes me when I think, watching Stallone's movies. Granted, it was always Rocky and Rambo. You never saw his range as an actor.
Yeah.
And this one, he has emotion.
He's very vulnerable on this one. He's definitely not the rock solid.
Yeah, he's not the killing machine that Rambo is.
He's a kind of a broke down guy. His kid, he hasn't seen his kid in 10 years,
Yeah, he's soft spoken,
he's not really, he's not kicking butt. I mean, he is, but not like,
he's like the everyday man.
He doesn't have an attitude, and so, he's just an everyday blue collar worker guy who's literally just trying to grind it out and make a living.
Yeah, and so I mean, and like I say, getting back to Red Heat, I did enjoy it the second and third viewing I watched it. The bad guy is really cool, but the over the top, like I say, the kid kind of annoyed me, but kids kind of always annoy me. But yeah, the arm wrestling was awesome. Again, the whole double elimination, whatever, make it what it was.
That's a deep dive right there.
Yeah, it's like I say, if they didn't harp on it so much, I would have overlooked it. But like I said, after watching it the second time, I was like, I literally sat there and just furrowed my brow. I was like, did I miss something here?
Yeah.
But no, I'm going over the top too, because like I say, it was just. It was a lot closer than. Well, I shouldn't say that because, like I say, Schwarzenegger was just he was too wooden. I mean, I was going to give him props for learning the Russian.
Yes,
that was cool.
I mean, that was cool. And it was one of the first movies to actually film in Red Square, Russia.
Yeah,
they actually flew him over to Russia. The production team actually filmed in Russia. They were allowed like one camera or something like that, and no like sound equipment or something. Yeah, that's what I was reading.
So they're just visuals.
So that was him really in Russia and they show it, and
that's cool.
I mean, that's for the 80s, that's pretty, people don't understand that was pretty wild for the 80s. Like to actually have a person in Russia. Are you kidding me?
The communist pigs or the capitalist pig American.
Yes, capitalist pig Americans.
So, yeah. But no, it was fun. Like I said, I am finding I shouldn't say. I'm finding such enjoyment in these movies. Mm-hmm. Like I say, because again, not to beat a dead horse, but these are the first viewings of these two movies. Would I have watched them had we not done this one? Over the top, I did. Because I watched that before we decided to do the podcast. But Red Dawn, because again, I always remember the Red Dawn posters in every video store.
Right.
But for whatever reason, I just
Red Heat.
Red Heat. Yeah. Red Dawn. Maybe I'm thinking of a better movie. Yeah, Red Heat. Which is funny because talking to Matt, we said the same thing. Is it Red Dawn or is it Red Heat? I'm like, I think it's Red Heat.
Right, yeah. No.
I haven't seen Red Dawn for a million years.
Man. That's a movie.
But
that's a movie, yeah.
Yeah,
also about Russians.
yeah. I guess it's the red. It's the red. You call me pigs.
Yep, so,
but yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll go ahead and put a bow in this one. Our next episode, we're going to look at 1988's Rambo 3 on the Stallone side, and then we're going to actually look at 1988's Twins on the Schwarzenegger side. Yeah. So now we're going to see some diversity on,
Yes, and I love Danny DeVito. I can't even describe my love for Danny DeVito.
And I have seen, I saw Twins in the movie theater twice. I have not seen it in a very long time, but I remember loving Twins.
Yes.
Yes. I agree. Danny DeVito he's awesome in that movie.
He's one of the, he's quietly become one of the best American comic, but not really. You don't really think of him as a comic, but he does just great comedies left and right.
Yeah.
But he can do dramas as well.
Yeah. He's so versatile.
He is, So, I mean, look at all the movies he's done. Anyways,
so, I'm sure we'll have the Darins picks when we get
we'll get into that one. We'll get into that.
Yeah. So I want to thank you all for staying with us at this time. Again, we're back from summer vacation, so we'll hopefully have a little more of a regular recording schedule. So anything you'd like to add there, Darin?
No, we appreciate all of our listeners, and we'll come back soon and we'll get you some more content.
Yeah, so again, for Darin, I want to say thank you, and we look forward to Rambo 3 and Twins.